In the chaos of post-invasion Iraq, as the world focused on battles in the streets, another war unfolded in the shadows, a secret war fought by a handful of elite soldiers hunting the most dangerous men in the country. This was Task Force Black. After the 2003 invasion and the collapse of Saddam Hussein's regime, Iraq spiraled into insurgency. Coalition forces were stretched thin, and conventional armies were struggling to contain a threat that hid among civilians and struck without warning. The answer came from the highest levels of Special Operations Command, JSOC, the Joint Special Operations Command of the United States. Its mission: build a network of elite units capable of tracking, locating, and capturing high-value insurgent leaders. Among these shadow units was the British component, a team that would become known as Task Force Black. Task Force Black centered around a rotating Sabre squadron from Britain's 22nd Special Air Service Regiment. Supporting them was a company of the Special Forces Support Group. Intelligence units, signals teams, and liaison officers from both British and American agencies completed the task force. Together, they formed a small but lethal organization, barely 150 personnel, working inside a secret headquarters in Baghdad's Green Zone, known simply as The Station. Though British-led, Task Force Black operated as part of a wider network. The Joint Task Force, then known as Task Force 145, later renamed Task Force 88. They worked alongside US Delta Force, Rangers, SEALs, and the CIA's Special Activities Division. Their job was simple in description, but deadly in practice: find the insurgency's leaders, fix them in place, finish the threat. Task Force Black targeted senior insurgent figures in Iraq, foreign fighter cells, and former regime elements responsible for directing attacks against civilians and coalition forces. Their operations were intelligence-driven. Surveillance teams tracked suspects for days. Signals intelligence pinpointed safe houses. Informants fed vital details. And when the time came, the task force struck at night, fast, quiet, and often within minutes of confirming a target. It was this relentless tempo that helped shape JSOC's modern approach to counterterrorism, a cycle of raids, intelligence exploitation, and immediate follow-up strikes. In the summer of 2005, Task Force Black uncovered a plot by a cell preparing a wave of bombings in Baghdad. Acting on precise intelligence, British operators closed in on a safe house in the city. The assault was swift. 3 insurgents were killed before reaching their targets. It was one of the earliest demonstrations of how quickly and decisively the task force could act. But perhaps the most significant raid came in April 2006. Operation Larchwood 4. SAS operators stormed a farmhouse in the town of Yusufia. The firefight was intense. Several insurgents were killed, others captured. British troops took casualties but survived. Yet the true impact of the operation wasn't measured in gunfire, but in intelligence. Documents, phones, and interrogation reports from Larchwood 4 led to a breakthrough. For the first time, coalition forces could map the inner network of AQI in Iraq. That intelligence helped track down AQI's brutal leader, Zarqawi, who was killed in a targeted airstrike weeks later. Though many units contributed, Task Force Black had played a vital role in the chain of events that led to the downfall of one of the world's most wanted. But their work was not without controversy. Political limits on detainee handling and concerns over US interrogation practices sometimes restricted what the task force could do. Britain also prevented SAS involvement in certain major operations, reminding commanders that even elite units operate under political oversight. By 2009, as the insurgency shifted and priorities changed, Task Force Black's role began to wind down. Many of its members returned home or were reassigned to new theaters. For years, they fought a hidden war, moving through the night, striking at unseen enemies, saving lives that would never know their names. Task Force Black may never be fully understood by the public. Much of what they did remains buried in classified reports or lost in the dust of Baghdad's streets. But their impact on the Iraq War and on the evolution of modern special operations is undeniable.